as a person, I've had probably a unique gift coming up in this world, and at times it's been a gift, and at times it's been a curse for me, I would say. And the best way to put it is, let's say it's a high level discernment. Imagine putting on lenses, and you can see the world as it could be and as it should be. And then you take off these lenses and you look at the world as it is. If you've been following my channel, I talked about prophecies and stuff, and it's prophecy I was given like 2 years ago. And it's very interesting to see part of this prophecy even show up right now. Even right now, through media, has money and power become your leader? Have we forgot what it is to be human? To be empathetic? To really look at our experience and know that our experience is very similar to the next person's experience? That we deal with a lot of the same internal battles, that we all are here in a place of we're dealing with our imperfections and trying to find our way to a balance point to where we can be expressive and still be us and feel free. How much more of yourself are you going to sacrifice? And I think, and I look at the world like this. Like, imagine a traditional person waking up, going to work. You know, every day they wake up, they got to leave their family, and there's so much on their mind regarding the family and the person they want to be towards their family. And they leave the house and someone's outside the door, and say, the neighbor's outside the door, and the neighbor's like, hey, how you doing today? And you're like, oh, I'm great, I'm feeling good. But internally, you're like disoriented because you feel like crap. You got to go to a job for like 10 hours and do work that you're less than engaged in. And you don't really know if your kids are going to be okay with the babysitter. And this plagues you. And then you go to work and the coworker say, hey, how's it going? We got a big thing going today. How you feel about it? And you're like, oh, I'm great. I'm excited. But you're like, truthfully in the inside, you're like, F that. I hate this effing job. Then your boss shows up and says, you do something like, oh, you're a stellar employee, you know, it's carrot. And you're a stellar employee, and they ask you to overly commit to something that truly you don't want to commit to. But you say, yeah, I commit to it. And it goes on like this. And your whole day just goes on and goes on. And to make the picture painted very simple, you sacrifice yourself in small ways throughout the day, the whole day. And you never even acknowledge who you are, what you're capable of, what takes your emotion from here to here. You never acknowledge your soul truth. You never acknowledge who you are. So as days go by, you're in this pattern of subtly sacrificing your truth. As a year go by, as 2 years go by, think of the person 3 to 5 years from there. Then think of the person 5 to 10 years from there, to where you're no longer sacrificing yourself in subtle ways. You're sacrificing yourself in very large ways. And when I look at what's happening publicly now with people in response to, you know, to Ye and the whole events and their thoughts on it, I can clearly see some people and see exactly their thought process. And I can see how they're sacrificing themselves. How they're sacrificing themselves. Abandoning themselves. Abandoning themselves. And with all this said, very clearly right now, our us as a human collective race are evolving and are evolving in this time period. And sometimes things have to get sometime imperfect before they can uh, get better. And part of this, when I say prophecy, I was shown. I was never shown how it would unfold, but I was shown why it would unfold. You know, um, so I think there's a very clear-cut choice for people to make here, and it's this choice of: do you choose to live a life uh, where you represent yourself from the outside in, or you choose to live a life where you represent yourself from the inside out? And the main difference of this is like one of these things, and it's not to say nothing against money and power, but what is your first priority? Because when it comes to like this world is gonna cause a division in between those things because the way people are positioned. Now, it's gonna come a clear-cut choice. Like, do you choose to walk a road of money and power and sacrifice your soul truth if it comes down to it? Or do you choose to walk a road of principle and always stay in tune with yourself, regardless of if it's not financially benefiting to you in just a moment or so? Or, you know, so that's the difference of living from a space of you're living from external to the in, or you're living from the internal to the outer, because it's the priority in which you put first. So that is clearly the clear-cut way, the direction of the choice people are going to have to make. And I just hope you make the right choice. And not to say you can't become very financially well and rich, but what's your first priority? I'm out.